¿Cómo
escuchamos
están?
muy entrecortada. Bueno, y siguen sumándose más. Qué interesante esto. Se van sumando cada vez más asistentes a esta nueva actividad. Eso nos alegra, eso nos alegra. Y que sea esto más continuo, ya depende de ustedes, ingenieros. Si quieren esto más continuo, necesitamos que inviten a sus familiares, amigos, colegas, al grupo de la compañía. También totalmente invitados. Bueno, vamos a ver si Paola ya se encuentra con nosotros. Hola, Paola.
Hola, ¿me escuchan mejor?
Sí, sí, bueno, ya te
Hola,
escuchamos un poco mejor adelante.
¿cómo están? Muy buenas tardes, súper bienvenidos.
Oh, te fuiste, no te escuchamos.
Profe Pau, ¿me escuchan? Sí.
Pau, te estás conectada inalámbricamente por Wi-Fi. No sé si es posible que te hagas cerca al router para poderte escuchar mejor. Ok, bueno, ya tenemos las 6:06 de la tarde. Vemos que tenemos ya quórum para poder dar inicio a nuestra actividad. Pues ustedes, como ven en pantalla, tenemos con nosotros a nuestra tutora, nuestra profesora Paula Quintero, quien es la líder prácticamente de esta actividad, Club de Conversación en Inglés. Bueno, profesora Paula, bienvenida nuevamente en nombre de ACIEN, el Departamento de Servicio al Ingeniero, y pues te dejo para que puedas liderar esta actividad del día de hoy. Y mira cómo tienes de fans en este momento ya, vamos teniendo más gente, eso nos alegra bastante. Y bueno, profesora Paula, le invito a que haga una breve presentación de su perfil profesional y damos inicio al tema del día de hoy, al Club de Conversación en Inglés, con Smart Academia de Inglés. Adelante.
Perfecto, Oscar. Muchísimas gracias por la invitación. Antes de continuar, me gustaría saber, Oscar, si tú me podrías habilitar la opción de poder ver los participantes, los asistentes, porque solo te veo a ti, a Pao, y no veo a las personas que nos están acompañando. Puedo ver que son 13, pero no veo sus nombres. No
Ok,
sé si...
allí donde dice 13 asistentes, ¿puedes desplegar, por favor?
Sí, de hecho estoy desplegando ahí, pero no solo me muestran las 3 personitas.
No, lo solucionamos inmediatamente por arte de magia. Listo, profe Paula. Profe, ¿me escuchas?
No sé si me están escuchando.
Ok.
¿Sí me escuchan?
Ah, perfecto, perfecto. Ya te
Súper.
escuchamos.
Perfecto, muy bien. Estaba como, ok, perfecto. Bueno, nuevamente muchísimas gracias por la
Te fuiste
invitación.
otra vez, profe Paula.
¿No me escuchan? Hola.
Ya no vemos su pantalla. Te escuchamos, pero no vemos su pantalla.
Súper raro. Estoy compartiéndola, pero permíteme. Convertir.
Ok, perfecto, ya. Ah, ok, vemos la pantalla ya.
Ok, perfecto. Muchísimas gracias. Qué pena por estos inconvenientes tecnológicos. Pero bueno, una vez más, muchísimas gracias por la invitación. En verdad, me complace estar aquí nuevamente con todos ustedes y en verdad que tenemos a comparación de anteriormente, un gran monto de participantes y en verdad me alegra muchísimo que se animen chicos aquí pues a practicar nuestro pues creo que para la mayoría segundo o quizás tercer idioma inglés. Mi nombre es Paula Quintero, como bien lo dijo el ingeniero Oscar. Yo soy docente de inglés de la Academia de Idiomas Smart, específicamente de la sede Chapinero. Así que todos son muy bienvenidos para en cualquier momento que deseen hacer visita de las sedes, participar en clase. Y bueno, nada, pues para dar inicio a nuestro tema y a nuestra club conversacional el día de hoy, I'm gonna switch to English and we're going to try to keep here our conversational club, you know, between English and Spanish, you know. And the first thing, guys, I would like to mention is that today we're going to talk about a pretty interesting topic. And as you can see there on the title of my screen, it's going to be about how to deal with problems. So let me first ask you guys, have you ever faced a problem? Yes, no, maybe, perhaps, maybe the ones we have, the people we have here, Alexandra, Andres, Felipe. Have you guys ever faced a problem in your jobs, at home, maybe?
Maybe every single day.
Every single day. You're totally right, you know. Maybe here just the problem we just had with the you know, the technical issues, you know. Sometimes we have some small problems, sometimes we have really big problems, you know. So we're going to take a look to some steps or suggestions or recommendations in order to deal with those problems, okay? So, well, before we take a look to like the presentation itself, guys, I would like to do a really short icebreaker, a really short warm-up activity. So this is going to be more like personal questions, like just in order to know each other. So just to know the people who are going to be with during these around 40 minutes. So let me just try to open here. Okay, let me just close here for a second. And we're going to go with this roulette. But could you please, guys, confirm for me if you can see my whole screen or just the presentation? Who can tell me? Can you guys see all the screen or just the presentation?
The whole screen.
The whole
We're
screen?
seeing now like a video.
Like icebreaker, introduce yourself. That's the title, right? You can say. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, very good. So, well, here I have some people. I cannot see all your names now. Yes, I can see them now. Very good, guys. So, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to spin the roulette, and this is what we're going to do. Randomly, I'm going to call one of the well, people we have here. You know, I'm gonna call one from the 14 people we have right here, and then this person is going to choose another person, and so on. Okay, so we're going to go with around 5 different questions so we can know each other a little bit. And of course, if the other ones, if you guys want to open the microphone and participate, you are always more than welcome. Okay, so let's go with this short icebreaker activity. I'm gonna spin the roulette. Okay,
Excuse me, teacher. One thing before. In my case, I can see the other participants of the meeting. So I don't know how.
okay, that will be harder. Okay, you're right. You got a point out there. Thank you so much, Andres. Okay, no, I think no, you won't be able to see them. However, well, now I'm gonna try to choose the next person, you know. Well, thank you so much, Andres. So, well, here we have the first question. It's just personal information, not that hard, you know. So, who wants to help me with this question? Easy question. What's your favorite book? This is just a personal question. Do you like reading, guys, or is not something you really enjoy at all? Like, being honest, I enjoy reading. I'm a teacher, you know, so I enjoy reading, but not that much. I'm gonna be honest. What about you? Maybe Felipe Serrano. Do you enjoy reading? What's your favorite?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So, well, I don't read so much. I prefer.
Same here. No worries.
I'm really sorry, but I'm not the best in this kind of hobby. I prefer watch, but what is my favorite book? I think the book of Smart, my best friend.
Okay, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
What's that book about?
Is in interchain third edition.
Okay. The one that we use there at Smart, you mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Perfect book. Yes, I'm super familiarized with that book. Trust me. Okay, Felipe. Thank you so much. Very good. Excellent. So thank you. So let's go with another question, guys. You know, this is just to know you, you know. Let's see the next question. Okay, really simple. So let me just try to go with, as you guys cannot see the participants, I'm gonna go now with a girl, you know. So let's go with, oh, how many girls we have here today? Oh no, well, just I think Alexandra Roberto, honey, can you hear me? Maybe yes, maybe no, perhaps. Or if you, okay, I think your mic is on. Hello.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Could you please help me read the question?
Who is your favorite actress or actor?
Sample, right? So what's your favorite actress or actor? It could be
Well, I
Paloma.
like Brad Pitt.
Oh, girl, you
It's
know it. Okay.
my favorite actor.
Okay, yes, cool. Excellent. And what is your favorite movie from this guy, from Brad Pitt?
I like Troya.
Troya, okay, fancy. Cool. Excellent. Thank you so much, Alexandra, for sharing that information with us. Good. Excellent. Good, guys. Let's go with another another question. So I want to hear your voices. You know, the idea in here is that we participate. I know, once again, the same question. No. Let's see. Oh my God, can you see we have the same question like once and once again? Let me just try. Okay, this is super hyper mega simple. No. Let's go with the next question we have there in red, the one that says, what do you do for a living? And I want to hear maybe Pedro Jose Celis. Can you hear me, Pedro?
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you now.
My name is Pedro, Pedro.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the spell of your name, but I was talking about the other question, the one we have in red, the next one. What do you do for a living? Because that one is too, eh.
Sorry.
Yes. No, that's okay.
I'm a mechanical engineer. I work for a company of engineering.
Really cool. Where? Here in Bogota?
No, I'm in Barranca Bermeja, but the company is in Bogota.
Oh, okay. So are you working from home, right?
Yes, I am working from home.
Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool that you have the opportunity to work from home and that you're taking advantage of these spaces, you know? Very good. So nice to meet you, Pedro.
Nice to meet you too.
Very good. Excellent. Let's go with other two questions and then we start with tips I have for you guys today. So let's go with the next one. The next question. Hey. So easy. Let's talk about our weekend. This is a long weekend because we have a holiday, you know. So let me see. Let's see. Let's go with Freddy de Jesus. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Freddy. How is it going?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. What about you? Doing great?
Good. Yes. Very good.
Cool. Happy to know that. So, do you have any plans for the weekend?
Uh, this weekend I plan read because I live the past weekend and this weekend I stay in house and
Okay.
read and watch movies.
Okay, just
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, just, rest at home, enjoy the time, Okay, really good plans. I think those are the best plans, and maybe for sure this weekend here in Bogota is going to be raining,
Yeah,
raining a lot. So,
a lot.
it's raining actually. So that's the best plan maybe for those days.
And
Uh,
I am reading a book, Violet or Violeta, from
oh,
Isabel Allende.
okay. Would you recommend me, or would you recommend us the book?
Yes, it's very
It's
good.
a good
And
one.
I I am starting of read this book.
Okay, okay.
I'm starting of read. I sell I uh, is a gift for my wife.
Oh, so cute. What a great gift,
Yes,
So she knows you like reading. So that's the best thing they can do, like give you
yes,
something you really enjoy.
yeah,
Hey, so
yes.
I would say you're different from like I don't remember. I think it was Felipe who told me that he prefers movies than reading, and you're going to be the opposite, right? You prefer reading than the movies. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, kinda. Okay, very good. So
I prefer reading
than
um
watching movies.
yes,
Yes. Yes, it's pretty interesting when you read, the imagination is, there. So that's incredible. So nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Freddie.
nice to
Thank
meet
you
you.
so much. Very good. So let's just go with the last one, guys, and then we're going to start with our short presentation we have. So I'm going to go with the last question so I can know you guys. Oh, we have 14 people. That's incredible. Happy to see a lot of people. Look, same question. Oh my God, no, this is driving me crazy. I'm gonna just try to spin once again. And okay, so cool. This is just a simple question. So let's go with another person. Let me see. Here I have Luis Carlos Guayambuco, if I'm not mistaken. Guayambuco? Luis? Is that okay? Can you hear me? Or no, maybe, perhaps, no. If you want, if you prefer using the chat, that will be good. I know, I think he's here, but he's not here. Okay. Like I'm looking like that, guys, because I have another screen where I have your names, and here I have the presentation. So that's the reason why I'm looking like that, if you're wondering. So, well, now let's go with Andres Enrique Avila. Can you hear me, Andres?
Yes.
Yes, hello. So how are you? How is it going? How is your Thursday going so far?
Everything is okay.
Good.
At this moment, my day is good. I think.
So far, so good. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
How
Pretty
about
happy
you?
to know. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. A little bit cold, but everything is going fine.
Nice.
Everything is about attitude,
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Cool. So let me ask you, Andres, what's your favorite movie or series that you would say, hey, teacher, this is the one I love the most. I would recommend you this one.
Well, if you are super fan of the superheroes, I think that the the Avengers Endgame will be a movie that I can recommend. I think it's my favorite movie, so yeah.
Okay. But I'm gonna try, like now that you mentioned superheroes, being honest, I'm not that fan of superheroes, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give the change now just because you told me.
Yeah, but it has a challenge that is that you have to like follow the line, so you have to see
Okay.
the previous movies. So,
Okay. How many movies are there?
I don't know, but
But it's your favorite movie, no?
yeah, but I think that that is because there are too many superhero. I think like I don't know,
Okay.
maybe at least 10. So each one have a movie, and maybe each one have 2 or 3 movies. So there are a lot, maybe 25 or 30 movies, something like that.
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to follow the sequence, I'm gonna, cause it's pretty famous and I haven't given the opportunity to try to watch this type of movie. So I'm gonna try it this weekend because we have a long weekend, so I'm gonna try to do this.
Yeah.
Very good. Good. Thank you so much for your recommendation, Andres, and nice to meet you as well. So cool, excellent. So, well, guys, let's just close this part of the presentation and let's just continue here. And well, guys, I would like to just continue with just one question. And here we're going to, as I mentioned before, we're going to mention 5 different, I would say, tips, suggestions, steps in order to deal with a problem, any kind of problem. We have different problems, but here we have some general like steps or tips we're going to, or I suggest you to follow, and that we're going to discuss, and maybe you are going to tell yourself like, okay, I do this. Oh, okay, but this is going to be a really good tip in order to do whenever I'm facing a really hard situation or a really hard problem. So the first thing I would like to, guys, ask you is that when you have a problem, how you react to the problem? Are you this kind of person that react really fast, that want to find a solution like right away? Or are you this kind of person who, okay, I'm gonna think about the problem, I'm gonna see what I can do, and then maybe ask other people about what to do? Or what kind of person do you guys consider? Like, I'm gonna start and I'm gonna be super hyper mega honest today, and I'm this kind of person that wants to react really really fast, like I want to find a solution right away. I know it's not cool, that's why I have brought these steps. So what about you guys? I want to hear you. Like, do you consider person who reacts really fast, or how do you guys consider yourself? Should I call by names? Okay, I think maybe I can hear, but okay. I was checking there. There is a question, but it's not a question. It's like a report of a problem. Luis Carlos, he's not able to open his microphone. So, no sé si de pronto, Oscar, ¿me escuchas?
Claro que sí, te escucho, Paula.
Sí. No sé si de pronto el asistente o pues el participante Luis Carlos tiene la posibilidad de abrir su micrófono. Es que me dice que no le funciona o que no puede.
Luis Carlos, verificamos por favor en este momento.
Vale, perfecto, ya pude, gracias.
A Giovanni también se lo habilitamos, Giovanni Rafael Lleras
Super.
y Freddy Gómez. Vamos a unir con Daniel Sebastián.
No.
Ok, adelante.
Genial. Cool. Qué bueno escucharlos a todos. Cool. So, bueno, in this case, let's just go with Luis Carlos. So, how do you react when you face a problem? It could be at home, it could be like in your job,
Okay, when I have a problem, the first step that I apply is to stop and think about what can I do to resolve it.
Okay,
But
okay. So,
in our work environment now, all things are important or is urgent. Then you have to breathe and consider what can you afford, or what is your um, what is the really important thing that you have to resolve first. So
okay, you're right.
if you if you if you try to resolve all the important or the urgent things that you have um, to do in your work day, uh, I only apply one thing,
Okay, which one?
step by step, only
Okay,
one or two things I I could to resolve. I couldn't resolve all things. So
exactly.
one by one.
You're totally right. You know,
This is what I.
this is what you do. Okay, that's something pretty important, you know. That's something I need to apply, you know, when I face a problem. Because as I mentioned before, this is something really really important whenever you face a problem. And I can see, and thank you so much for sharing like what you usually do whenever you want to face any kind of problem, you know. Those are really useful tips, you know. And well, I can see Giovanni has his mic on. So Giovanni, do you want to tell us anything like about how you deal up with a problem, or Giovanni Rafaeleras?
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's
Um,
okay.
Good evening for all. Normally, I maintain my calm and then thinking about the problem and reaction according to the uh, say if the problem, for example, is the problem is a urgent or is a emergency or is it normally problem, okay, according in the possible, according that I try to my reaction, okay, in that case.
Mhm.
In some cases, that is not all case, okay?
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course,
Uh,
yeah. Because it's a problem, it's a surprise for me, and it's a problem, not typical problem. Okay, maybe I need reaction, overreaction, no? Okay, but if I
mhm.
have, but if the problem is the normally, I have the time for thinking, and then uh, uh, according to thinking, reaction or overreaction or normal reaction. Okay.
Okay, yes, that's a good point, you know, and that's something important as you just mentioned, and as you both guys mentioned, Giovanni and Luis, you guys apply the one or the first tip I was about to give you, the one you can see there on my screen. The first thing is it's something important. It's to stay calm. You know, this is something, as I mentioned before, Giovanni, very good. That's something I need to apply for like myself, because sometimes that's a mistake, you know. We overreact when
Yeah.
we are, exactly, when we are aware that this is something, most of the time something really negative whenever you are facing um a problem, you know. So is it common because the first thing we do is overreact, you know, to face a problem.
Yeah.
But what happens sometimes, these kind of reactions can cause really bad decisions or can make really bad decisions, you know. So before tackling your problems, before facing your problems, the first thing is, as you can see there, is getting control of your emotions, as you can see right there on the second check mark, which of course may help us to stay calm and more effectively deal with whatever you guys are facing, you know. So of course we won't say like, okay, like think about the problem, breathe in, breathe out, you know, maybe tell yourself, okay, let's relax, let's think first about the problem, and maybe you can tell yourself, okay, I can through this, it's challenging, but I can find a solution, you know. Try to first be aware that we are facing a problem and try to first calm, you know. If we're like with our head really like, I would say like I would say hot, like at that moment we're going to overreact, and this is something totally negative. So thank you so much, guys, for for sharing like how you react at first.
Please, for that reason, let me recommend it to all my the friends this evening, the intelligence, emotional intelligence books for learning about the how I can stay calm as soon as possible, no?
Yes, thank you so much. Like, you mean the emotional, like, yes, how to, like, the emotional feelings, you mean, right? The book, right?
Yes, that is
Oh.
very that is very good books, very good books.
Yes, it's pretty good. And being honest, it's not like difficult to read, because you know there are sometimes some books that are really hard to read, but I think these kind of books are really easy to read and really useful, helpful. We're going to learn a lot from them, right?
Yes. For example, in my case, I download the audio book, okay, on my phone, and then I can listen the audio book in every same place. Okay.
Wherever you go, exactly. Like if you, if you're. And do you have the link in order to download this? Maybe another person who is here wants to download this like book. So if you have the book, that will be incredible if you can share with us the link there in the chat.
Yeah, it's very easy. In YouTube, you find several things, several
videos,
writers about several writers about the emotional intelligence audio books. Totally free.
Thank you.
Download it, and then you can record it on your phone or everything.
Oh, thank you so much for that useful recommendation, guys. Like, this is also something that I have done. Like, I have read some books about this, and like, if you apply this in your lives, it's going to change totally. Like, your point of view is going to be totally different in many different ways, you know, in many different aspects or situations, you know. So
yes.
Thank you so much, Johnny, for your recommendation.
You're welcome.
What was that? Oh, I couldn't hear you. Could you please repeat that last part you just mentioned? Okay. All right, well, no worries. So let's just move on, guys, and let's talk about the second step. And well, this is just like some general ideas, you know. Of course, there are little details that we need to also take into account. But the first guide I would suggest, what I would say is a really good step to follow is, of course, to accept responsibility for the problem, you know. consciously acknowledge the problem and then accept like responsibility for your part in it, you know. This can allow you to begin and constructively with dealing with any problem, you know. So you can, like, as you can see there on the picture, maybe write down, you know, or list the problems and their causes, you know. This can help more easily to visualize, to accept, and even deal with a problem, you know. So have you guys ever done this, like write the problem you're currently facing, or no, it's not a practice you haven't tried? Let's be honest. No, never? Like, okay, I'm having this issue with my mortgage. Do you guys know what mortgage means? Mortgage es como un crédito hipotecario. I don't know. Mortgage. I'm gonna send there in the chat. So maybe, okay, let's break down the problem I'm facing. I'm facing an issue with the mortgage, you know, the mortgage payment. So have you guys ever done this or not really? No, not really. Oh, I'm gonna write there in the chat, but I cannot find the chat. Okay, no, never. In case you want to see the word. Nice. Can you hear me? Like, whenever you. What was that?
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much. So I can hear you, but I cannot see your name. Like give me 1 sec. Sebastian Matis, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool.
Well, in my personal case, I haven't written down the problems or their causes, but well, in my personal case, it's kind of related with the last colleague. I also like to read like personal strategy books, and I recommend an author. His name is Robert Greene. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
maybe some of you guys have read about him. He has a book that is titled like the 48 Laws of Power. It's a very interesting book to, you know, it's not like a personal superation because I don't like that stuff, but it's a kind of yeah, yes, it's
Yes.
like a strategy of life in order to being successful in hierarchies or in different jobs, in different places, in different situation of the life, and having the best attitude to solve the troubles. Like, of course, depends on the trouble, but when you have a big problem and you have maybe depression or something like that, because probably you have lost a familiar or something like that, he talks about the responsibility that you have with yourself. You have to aim as high as possible. And well, yes, but in this case, I don't like to write down. That kind of solution doesn't work with me, but of course, I know that it's acceptable.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much for your recommendation first. And I was just looking for it, and I found the title and the writer. So I just share with you guys there in the chat in case you wanna look for it. Feel free to copy and paste. And okay, really interesting recommendation. And yes, you know, like writing down the problem itself, maybe it's not something that works for all of us. Like, as I mentioned before, let's be honest, I don't do this, but maybe if it is a really big problem where you need to, you know, be really calm, you can, okay, so I'm facing these situations, let's leave it here in a list. So maybe it's going to be useful for you guys in order to know how to face, how to deal with this big situation, you know. But thank you so much, guys, for your for these recommendations. Really useful. So excellent.
There's also the audiobook of that book it's also available in YouTube if you wanna hear it.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that's incredible. You know, like audio books, you know, are making our lives easier, you know, because we can go on a bus and we can hear, you know, the book, and we can learn a lot of new things, and we can apply these recommendations, these suggestions in our lives. Even we can expand our Spanish vocabulary, because sometimes those books, reading or listening to those books, we learn a lot of new stuff, right? Don't you think so? Yes, right? Yes, no,
Yes.
maybe, perhaps. Good, guys. For sure that those you know, practices are really, really useful. So very, very good, guys. Thank you so much. So, well, the next thing, the next step, general step, I would say, would be a really good practice in order to deal with any kind of problem you guys are facing right now. Is pretty associated with the previous one, and is to evaluate situations before you respond, you know, before your response. So as it says there, you know, if you find yourself dealing with a problem and you are not sure what or who caused the problem, you know, take a moment to think before your reaction. As we mentioned before, it's easy to blame, you know, someone else for problems, you know, like, okay, it wasn't me, you know, it was the other person's fault, you know. But especially when you feel challenged or overwhelmed, you know, but blaming, as you can see there on my screen, others is counterproductive for sure, and maybe even cause further issues, you know. Do you guys consider yourself this kind of person who, let's be honest, you know, like, okay, I'm facing this problem, and you blame other people, or you are responsible of your actions or about the problem? What would you say? How do you usually react when you're facing a problem? Like, are you this kind of person who are always blaming and blaming, or not really? Like, okay, no, this is my fault, I'm gonna face it. Or at first, your first reaction is like, oh my God, it wasn't my fault. This was another person's fault. No opinions, no answers, no experiences. Who's that? I heard. I can see. Okay, maybe Joanny. Okay, Joanny, your mic is on, so if you want to participate, you're more than welcome. Your mic is on.
I got my microphone open, but I don't have problem.
Okay, that's okay. That's cool.
My target is learning more English every day. Okay?
That's a good thing. That's why we are here.
I'm not afraid for that.
That's
okay.
cool. That's
yes. Normally, I am stopped on the situation, and then before I respond. Okay, and normally no. I'm not blaming another people before they analyze the situation. Okay, and of course, first thinking the evaluate the situation, and then thinking, think, and after decide what is my reaction, my response for the people, no? Okay, you see, this is problem again. The problem is a big problem, of course, that I need is respond clearly on the responsibility the other people's, other people. Okay.
Exactly.
That is my case.
And that's
my opinion.
You know, no, and that's totally right. You know, this is what we're supposed to do. You know, like, yeah, I have a lot of I love to learn from you, because you know, like, I'm gonna be honest. Let me tell you something that happened to me on Saturday, and I have a small accident. I would call this incident, you know. and with my bicycle, and there was a boy who was driving his car, his bike as well, but in the opposite way, you know, like
Yeah.
contravia, as we call this. And I was like this, and we crashed. You know, that's why my hand is like that. Can you see? It's because of that. So the first thing I was like, it was not my fault. It was his fault. You know, but I have to be honest as well. You know, my speed was a little bit high, so it was also my fault. So then I was like, okay, this is a problem. You know, we have this problem because my bicycle was in a terrible, you know, like was there on the street, you know, and it was terrible. So but I was like, no, I need to blame him. You know, it was something that we together did, and you know, we need to be super conscious about it and determine, as you can see there in the second check mark, if the problem was caused by an external or internal factor. How you guys would describe an external factor? What do you think could be an external factor? An example, any random example.
Something that is not depend on you.
Okay. Maybe something that is beyond your control, that is not under your control, you know, maybe other people or other things, you know. And what would you say internal factors means? The opposite, right?
Yeah, something that you can control, you can manage.
Exactly. Or maybe something you did. Maybe, I don't know, I'm having a problem in my office because I'm always arriving really late, you know, really late. So it's an internal because it's something you are doing, you know. This is you are failing, you know, in this aspect. So let's try to evaluate that, you know. If you guys are facing a problem right now, it could be in your job, it could be at home, with a friend, with your family. Let's try to think about it, okay? Let's try to, okay, I don't need to blame. Let's analyze and let's determine if this is external or if it was caused by an external or internal factor. That's gonna be pretty useful. So let's move on a little bit because we are missing two steps, and we're almost ready. And well, we have the most important part, you know, that's gonna be 4, and for sure is to find a solution, you know. So find a quick solution. So I know we have talked that we need to think about it, first analyze, first think about your reaction, maybe write the problem, but sometimes, let's be honest, we don't have the time to, okay, I need to write it, I need to think about it, like I need to find a quick solution. What do you guys usually do? I want to hear you. And what do you usually do when you do need to find a really quick solution? Maybe in your jobs that you all guys are engineers and you need to find a really quick solution. What do you usually do? I want to hear you.
Well, I think that the first step is about having a good attitude against the life, having a good attitude every day, waking up with the best disposition of solving problems, of solving difficulties in the job, in the family. Yes, I think that is the most important step to having the best attitude to face the life in general.
Yeah, that's an excellent good point of view. And you know, now just something you mentioned about attitude, something that just I remember is not to take everything personal, you know. There are some people that take a lot of stuff really personal, and why do you do that, you know? Like, just attitude, don't take it personal. Let's try to take it easy, right? What do you think? What do you think, guys? It's better to not take it personal, right? Do you consider a person like who take all the stuff really personal, or you're this kind of person that are like, okay, well, let's take it easy, you know, let's try to find a quick solution and let's take it easy, or not? Okay, I hear someone. Luis. Carlos, I can see your mic is
Okay.
on.
Okay. I think if you take a personal all your problems, it's a big mistake. Don't take personal all the work problems in the office, for example. When you understand that it's only work, you can rest and think that the work is not all in your life.
You're right.
Take it easy.
Oh, I cannot hear you. What was?
Yes.
Okay, now we can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. So you done, right? Okay. I think yes. So okay, you're totally right. You know, that's the worst thing we can do. Like, no, all the entire world is looking at you and it's waiting for your response. No, like just take it easy, you know. And that's why I have these two useful or interesting as like tips, steps, and think about different solutions to the problem, and then decide and evaluate or assess the situation and any information about it as quickly as you can, you know. Don't take it personal, you know, like, okay, this guy is doing this because I did this thing the previous day. No, like just try to find a solution. To take it personal, take it easy, and try, instead of taking personal and instead of wasting time thinking about what did I do wrongly, like try to find the fastest, I apologize, solution, you know. And here we have the final, like a final step, and of course is what we are here, you know. Set the goals to solve problems. And something I found really interesting here, guys, is to do or to apply maybe the SMART method, you know, now that we're, you know, this academy, you know. So have you guys ever hear about the SMART method or not really? It's a new like concept, or have you ever hear about it?
Well, not really. It's like
No,
an
no, no.
acronym or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay. No, I haven't.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna share with you there in the chat what it means, you know. And basically, as you can see there in the chat, maybe you have the opportunity to see the chat. If not, I'm gonna tell you. A SMART method, this is in order to set goals towards solving your problems, you know. And well, of course, if you have the time to think about the problem, SMART means specific, you know, like you want to set a goal. This goal must be specific, measurable, of course, you know, like, okay, I can do this for sure. Attainable and realistic and timely, you know. So I don't know, like related with that any situation, like for example, the one I had on Saturday, the problem I have on Saturday with this accident, you know. Okay, so I need to think, this is what happened. It was my responsibility, but it was the other person's responsibility as well. So, okay, I need to be specific. I need to try to find a realistic solution, you know. And well, as you can see there, the final tip, write down once again. It's not always like the correct way, or it's not always we won't always have the time to do this, but write down your problem and project goal or solving it on paper, you know. Okay, so this is my problem, this is what I'm going to do. And maybe talking about money management, you know. Okay, I'm having this issue with the mortgage payment I mentioned before, you know. So okay, I need to do this is the problem. this is what I'm going to do, like a short plan, maybe if the problem is a really big problem. If not, maybe we will need to follow this method, you know. So when you guys face this kind of big problems, maybe talking about money problems, or yes, is this maybe something you try to do, try to find a plan to follow before finding a solution, or not really? Like, okay, let's think about it. This is the money I'm owning to the bank. I'm earning this specific amount. This is my monthly payment. Okay, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, or not really? Okay.
I think in case of money management,
Mhm.
the best thing that you can do is get a budget,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and you can find your priorities.
You're
Then,
right.
so the first thing that you have to provision it is your meat or your food, then
For
your
sure.
transport, etc. In this smart methodology, uh, or for this example, a budget is the best way to manage your money.
You're right, you're right, you're right. That's the best way, you know. And well, I know there are a lot of people who really need to do this, you know, because sometimes we just receive our payment and we just waste the money, and well, we need to be very, very careful about it. So thank you so much, Luis, as well, for your, you know, like your tips. So, well, guys, I think that will be all for today. But I would like to thank you for all your participation. I hope you really, or you have enjoyed a lot of today's session, and you take into account these steps we just mentioned today, and that you have the opportunity to practice your English skills, that you learned a lot today. But before we close, I would like to ask you, do you maybe have questions, comments, concerns, feedback? More than welcome, for sure. No, maybe, perhaps.
I would like to add something to this topic, and it
Okay,
is
thank you.
something related with a talk that I had with a professor when I was in the university.
Okay,
And
I thought it was in Smart, and I was like, my God.
yeah,
No, that's okay. Tell us.
okay. So he gave me an advice at that moment, um, that was like, don't focus on the person, but be focused on the problem or on the issues. That is why, because as you mentioned in the presentation, sometimes we blame people, we blame other person to the problems, but when we are facing that kind of problem or issues that, as I mentioned at the beginning, is kind every single day that we have a problem. Um, so yeah, it is like you have to be focused on the problem to give a solution, and not be focusing on the person or blaming other person, because it can increase the problem. So yeah,
Right.
that is what I want to add.
Thank you. Thank you so much for like the advice the teacher provided you. I was thinking at first it was something negative, but no, it was something pretty cool, actually. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Good. Okay, guys. Would you like to add anything else? Maybe the other guys? No, not really. Comments, concerns, feedback? Mm, Right.
Well, I think that this was a nice space to speak with you guys. So thank you very much, and thank you, Paola. You are so friendly. Well, thank you for the opportunity of being here.
No, thanks to you. That's a big thank you, you know. I'm always happy to be here, you know, to have the opportunity to also practice, you know, and hear you and know you. So very, very good, guys. So that will be a really big thank you. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Nice to meet you all. Keep practicing. You're doing amazing, okay? Hope to see you there at Smart, you know. Hope to see you around. So take care. Have a good rest of your day, okay? Have a good night.
Okay, good night.
Thank you,
I
Paola.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
I thank you very much for this initiative, and I hope it continues.
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Joanny. Thank you so much for your participation. Take care.
Perfecto, muchísimas gracias, profesora Paula Quintero. Excelente participación, excelente actividad. Y recuerde que se pueden ir programando para la próxima actividad, que será el 14 de julio a las 6 p.m., para que en verdad aprovechemos esta excelente clase y podamos continuar interactuando y aprendiendo y mejorando nuestro idioma inglés con Smart Academia de Idiomas. Profesora Paula Quintero, muchísimas gracias. No sé si tenemos a Paola Obando aquí en línea. Paola, muy buenas noches. ¿Estás en línea?
Hola, buenas noches, ¿cómo están?
Muy bien, gracias. Adelante, tú tienes un mensaje para todos nuestros asistentes.
Bueno, claro que sí. La idea es que en vista de la importancia que en este momento pues nos da el hablar un idioma, pues nada, se necesita para todo, para el trabajo, para viajar. Entonces, digamos que la necesidad está ahí. Nosotros tenemos grandes descuentos para ustedes. La idea es que cada vez que estén interesados en recibir información por parte de nosotros, los datos míos van a estar colgados en la página tanto de ASIEM como pues digamos que aquí personalmente siempre que hay club de conversación, la idea es que se deje un formulario para las personas que estén interesadas. En este momento no sé si compartimos el formulario, si lo podamos compartir, por de pronto las personas que estén interesadas me puedan decir, listo Paola, necesito recibir información, se les hace test de clasificación sin ningún costo adicional. La idea es que la persona sepa qué nivel tiene en este momento y partamos de allí. ¿Listo? Hay un impresionante descuento en este momento. Estamos justamente en nuestro aniversario número 25 y estamos con un descuento de hasta el 65% de descuento sobre el valor total de nuestros programas. La campaña dice así hasta, ¿sí? Como les indiqué, la idea es saber exactamente el nivel que está la persona y vamos a mirar para identificar exactamente el descuento que le podemos otorgar, pero para que ustedes lo sepan, vamos a tener en este momento ese descuento. Pues nada, no sé cómo puedo yo compartir de pronto a Manuel acá o Oscar.
Claro que sí, Paola. En la parte, ya te digo, en la parte en el panel de control que tienes allí, en la parte final dice chat. Allí puedes copiar el link y enviarlo a toda la audiencia. Igual, mañana, en horas de la mañana, estaremos también enviándoles a todos los asistentes por correo electrónico ese link, pues, para que también lo tengan y sepan de qué estamos hablando. ¿Listo?
Ah, perfecto, perfecto. Entonces hagámoslo así, lo compartimos el día de mañana a todos nuestros asistentes y así podemos nosotros entonces pues validar. Recuerden, podemos hacer el test de clasificación sin ningún costo. La idea es que ustedes sepan bien cómo funciona nuestra metodología y así se animan entonces a tomar las clases con nosotros. Realmente van a estar acompañados por la mejor experiencia, por los mejores docentes y pues por una academia que en este momento tiene alto reconocimiento. Bueno, entonces muchas gracias por su asistencia y estoy súper atenta a cualquier comentario por parte de ustedes.
Claro que sí, Paola. Muchísimas gracias por la información y también te agradecemos si nos puedes enviar un brochure. Con eso lo enviamos adjunto con el link del formulario, para que tengamos todos bien claro lo que estamos ofreciendo. ¿Les parece?
Claro que sí, así va a ser.
Entonces, Paola Obando, muchísimas gracias. Profesora Paula, un excelente aplauso virtual, en verdad, de excelente clase. Y bueno, como siempre, esperamos continuar contando con tu conocimiento y con tu excelentes clases. Una excelente noche para todos. Muchas gracias por asistir y ojalá la próxima actividad, recuerden, inviten a sus colegas, amigos, para que esto se vuelva algo viral y aprovechado por todos nuestros ingenieros. Una excelente noche para todos y feliz descanso.
Hasta luego,
Chao.
gracias.
Muy buenas noches, gracias a todos.
Gracias.